On December 8, 2025, the Western Pacific once again became the center of global attention. China's aircraft carrier Liaoning, accompanied by a powerful escort group, appeared near Japan's southwestern islands, sparking fresh debate between Tokyo and Beijing over the risks of increasingly close military activity in these contested waters. Japan's Ministry of Defense, Joint Staff, and China's own Global Times reported the movement almost simultaneously, but the interpretations from both sides couldn't be more different. What Japan describes as a growing security threat, China insists is nothing more than routine far seas training fully compliant with international law. According to Japanese defense officials, the Liaoning transited the strategically crucial Miyako Strait on Saturday before turning northeast along the Ryukyu Island chain the following day. The strike group included the Liaoning itself, the advanced Type 055 destroyer Nanchang, and two Type 052 destroyers, one of the most capable combinations China can send to sea. By Sunday, Japan assessed the formation to be operating in international waters approximately 190 kilometers east of Kikaijima Island. What alarmed Tokyo even more was the intensity of the drills. Japanese authorities observed roughly 50 takeoffs and landings from the carrier on each of the 2 days. To Japan, this was not routine. It was high-tempo carrier flight training occurring uncomfortably close to its airspace and key sea routes. China, however, offered a completely different narrative. Military commentator Zhang Zhenshe emphasized that the Liaoning has been expanding its training envelope every year and that moving into more northerly waters is simply the next stage in the maturation of China's carrier force. He noted that by operating northeast of the Ryukyu Islands, areas the Liaoning rarely visits, the carrier group can familiarize itself with new sea states, new weather patterns, and operational conditions that directly affect flight safety, anti-submarine warfare, and overall combat readiness. From Beijing's perspective, this deployment was neither unusual nor aggressive. Instead, it was portrayed as part of China's long-term push to refine its blue water naval capabilities. But the situation escalated sharply when Tokyo described a dangerous encounter involving fighter jets. Japan's Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi and Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi publicly accused Chinese J-15 carrier-based fighters of directing fire control radar at Japan Air Self-Defense Force F-15s over international waters southeast of Okinawa. A fire control radar lock-on is considered an extremely hostile act in military aviation, one that signals direct readiness to fire. Tokyo condemned the action as dangerous and unacceptable, warning that such incidents dramatically raise the risk of miscalculation in an already crowded and highly sensitive airspace. Japan soon lodged a formal protest and called on China to ensure such behavior does not happen again. Beijing, however, rejected the accusation outright. Military Defense Ministry spokesperson Zhang Xiaogong responded firmly, stating that the Liaoning formation was engaged in pre-announced lawful training east of the Miyako Strait. He argued that Japanese aircraft repeatedly approached the exercise zone at very close range, conducting what China sees as provocative reconnaissance flights. According to Zhang, it was Japan, not China, that created a dangerous environment. In his words, Tokyo was crying thief after intruding into China's training area and then blaming China for actions that were necessary to maintain situational awareness and flight safety. China's foreign ministry took the same position. Spokesperson Guo Jiakun explained that carrier-borne aircraft activating their search radar during training is a standard procedure, not a hostile act. He insisted that the fundamental issue lies in Japanese jets entering what China considers its training zone, then misrepresenting China's radar use as aggression. China says it has already issued strong diplomatic representations to Tokyo, urging Japan to cease what it describes as reckless interceptions and the spreading of misleading narratives designed to paint China as the provocateur. Behind these conflicting accounts lies a deeper and long-standing tension in the Western Pacific. China argues that its carrier operations and long-range naval drills are legitimate exercises reflecting its evolving role as a rising blue water navy. Japan, however, warns that China's increasingly frequent high-intensity exercises near its southwestern islands raise operational risks and complicate Japan's defense planning in some of its most strategically vital waters. What Japan sees as a threat to stability, China sees as the natural expansion of its naval capabilities into the open ocean. The Liaoning's expanded training routes this week illustrate more than just a military maneuver. They reveal Beijing's determination to push its naval reach deeper into the Pacific, testing not only its aircraft, but also its operational endurance, joint integration, and long-range deployment capabilities. At the same time, the argument over the radar incident underscores how fragile the situation has become. Without strong crisis management mechanisms, even a minor misunderstanding between Chinese and Japanese forces could escalate rapidly, pulling the region into a dangerous confrontation neither side publicly claims to want. For now, the Liaoning continues its voyage, its fighters practicing intensive takeoffs and recoveries, its destroyers scanning the horizon with some of the most advanced sensors in the world. Japan continues to shadow the group, watching closely, reporting each movement, and preparing for any sign of escalation. The Western Pacific, once calm, is now a chessboard where every maneuver is scrutinized and every narrative contested.
日本海上自卫队116舰，我是中国海军101舰，我编队将按计划组织舰载机飞行训练。This is China Navy Warship 101. Our formation organizes shipboard aircraft flight training as planned. Over.
Chinese warship 101. This is Japan warship 116. I copied your message.
This is the new reality of great power competition in Asia. And here on Mighty Military, we will continue to follow every development, every deployment, and every confrontation that shapes the balance of power in the Pacific and beyond. Stay with us as this story unfolds, because the next move in this growing rivalry is already on the horizon.